What is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and today I'm making a video on the Redskins possibly signing Greg Olsen, and if he's interested in signing with us. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get into it. So, like you guys all know, tight end is probably either our first or second need behind offensive line in the offseason. And although Greg Olsen isn't elite, he had a decent year last year with about 500 yards. I'll go into the stats later. But the only problem is he is a little old. He has obvious ties with Ron Rivera. I'll read the thing that they put out. The dot connecting is obvious with Ron Rivera in Washington. Olsen said he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild, but he's at least open to reuniting with Rivera. Despite injuries and limited production in the last 3 seasons, Olsen shouldn't struggle for free agent interest. He's 35, so he's getting old. We would obviously, if we sign him, he could definitely contribute for next year or the year after. But after that, I think if we sign him, we still need to draft a tight end in the first 4 or 5 rounds, because I think this is a very realistic possibility. I think, like, in Ron Rivera's mind, he's number 1 or number 2 on the list of free agent tight ends to get. So that's probably going to be the number 1 or number 2. So if we don't get him, then we'll probably get someone else. But he's solid. I'll go to the stats right now. He played 14 games last year, had 52 catches for 597 yards. So way better than anything we had last year. Had the year before only played 9 games, had 291 yards, 191 in 7 games. So the last few years he hasn't been very healthy, and obviously last few years Cam Newton hasn't been healthy. So these 600 yards were with Kyle Allen and Will Greer, and only Cam Newton for like 2 games. Look at the stats right here. The first 2 weeks, 36 yards, 110 yards, 75 yards. I think those were the weeks I know these 2 weeks Cam Newton was playing, and he played really well. After that, he started to struggle with the quarterback because the quarterbacks weren't very good. Kyle Allen played a few decent games. After that, he was pretty terrible, and Will Greer was awful. So he's not a free agent, but the Panthers are planning on parting ways with Greg Olsen, so he's going to be free. They have a full new system, new head coach, so they just want to get rid of him. And like I said, this is obviously not a long-term option for us, but it can help bring, especially if we draft a tight end, let's say first 4 rounds, let's say we get one in the 4th round, it's going to help them develop a lot. He's pretty much like I think he's still better than Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis was not healthy at all last year, so you can't really compare their seasons. But I think Greg Olsen can bring great veteran leadership, and if we can get him for cheap, I'm open to it. I'm obviously not like super high on him, but because I'd rather have Austin Hooper, Hunter Henry, Eric Ebron. But if we can't get any of those, I actually might like Greg Olsen better than Ebron. I don't know, but obviously not long term. But I just don't think Eric Ebron is a long-term option. I do think that Austin Hooper can be a long-term option, or Hunter Henry can, but not Eric Ebron. But if we get Greg Olsen, we still need to draft. Our positional needs will go down, like tight end will go down the list a bit, but it still doesn't mean we won't need a tight end in the draft. Like 4th, 5th round, we can get one of those sleeper picks that ends up being pretty solid. We just need a solid starting tight end out of this draft, and I think we can find one in the later rounds. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Like I said again, I'm not that high on it, but I would be pretty happy if we got him because of the veteran leadership. 600 yards, and let's look at the stats before, because before he got hurt those years, he had 4, 5, 6 games in a year, six games in a row where he had 16 games. He had, let's go to the stats, 540, 843, 800, 1,000, 1,100, and 10,000, or sorry, 1,000. So pretty good. He's obviously was a great tight end. Still not bad. Didn't play amazing last year, but that's to be expected with the quarterback play. Let's look at the catch percentage. I just looked at this. So last year, he had a pretty good catch percentage, 63%, which is above average in his career. And let's go yards per reception. Last year was in the middle. Well, he was a little above average, so he's still got some in the tank. Obviously not elite tight end anymore, but I do think he can be a solid option for us, but we can't depend on him next year. Also, Ron Rivera had a bunch of interviews. If you guys want to watch them, on First Take, he had an interview. Good Morning Football, and I'm pretty sure there's another one that I'm missing. But he just talked about Dwayne Haskins, the team. Also, if you guys don't listen to the JP Finley podcast, listen to that. There was a nice 20-minute interview with him, which was amazing. But I think a lot of people are making a big deal about him saying that, like on the shows, he was like, people were asking about Haskins. Talked about Haskins for about a minute or so, and then was like, but don't count out on Alex Smith. He's still recovering from a leg injury. Don't count him out. He can still, you know what I mean? Like he said something along those lines. And my take on it, he's just like giving Alex a chance to prove himself. He's just not dismissing it because he wants to respect him, you know? You can't disrespect a guy like that and just say he's not going to get a starting chance when he's done a lot in the NFL and really got us almost to the playoffs 2 years ago. So it's pretty interesting. Also, not Redskins news, but come on now. Bradley Beal, all-star snub. I know I'm going off track, but the man averaged 28 points, 6.4 assists, and I don't care about team winning. It's all-star game, not all-NBA. All-star is for the best players available. Bradley Beal is better than Kyle Lowry, Jason Tatum, and who else was on that list? I forgot, but he was better than Kyle Lowry, Jason Tatum, and Chris Middleton, in my opinion. And you could argue Ben Simmons. So, I know I went a little off track there, but guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please smash the like button. And tell me what you guys think about this move. If you think he said he's possibly interested in signing with us. So yeah, and also comment down below what position you guys want me to do next, the target videos. So yep, peace.